Hi, friends. Welcome to Enlightened World Network. Can't believe we are here getting ready for December 1, 2022. I am here with Enlightened World Network's very favorite numerologist, Michele Landers. Michele, we love your monthly forecasts and can't wait to see what December has in store for us.
Oh, thank you, Ruth. And I love EWN, you know that. That's where my heart is in so many ways. So, yeah, this is pretty exciting. And I can't believe that we're here at another year end. And what a year. One of the things I wanted to say, though, I do monthly numerology forecasts that are free. If you want to sign up for my newsletter, they're free every month. And so just get in touch with me at Michele Landers, that's Michele with one L, at bellsouth.net. And I'll be happy to put you on the list and send you out the December newsletter. And in that, you will be able to figure out your monthly energy for December. And boy, oh boy, what a month. So one of the things I wanted to mention was last month I had talked about the fact that there was going to be a lot of activity, big things, explosive things happening. And I didn't know how that was going to turn out. But in retrospect, I said, let me just check back. And so what I noticed was we did have a lot of kind of shocking events. The midterms did not go the way everybody projected. Everybody thought a red wave. It was more like an unexpected blue wave. Then there was that $32 billion in FTX cryptocurrency collapse. The other day, Hawaii's Mauna Loa, that's the largest active volcano, erupted for the first time in 40 years. So it's interesting how the astrological and numerological indications do show up. So one of the first things I really want to mention is that things are unraveling, but this is a good thing in the sense that we're going through this major spiritual transformation and up-leveling of our consciousness, which we know. And it's important to know that this is going to be going on for many years to come in a good way, we're receiving these huge waves of high frequency and galactic downloads. And I think many of us, I know for myself, I certainly am, I could not figure out what's been wrong with me. And then I go, duh, we can be feeling it physically with symptoms. Maybe we feel out of sorts. Maybe we feel anxious. Maybe we feel just a little bit different, odd little physical maladies, being tired. So if you're feeling like that, I mean, I always encourage people, if this goes on for a while, definitely see your medical provider. But if you're normally a healthy person and you're feeling these oddities, physical maladies, know that, you know, we're being downloaded with all this galactic energy, which sounds very sci-fi. But guess what? In 5 or 6 years, people are going to say, wow, this is real. This is real. We know it's real. And we know that a lot of astrophysicists are jumping on board with there's something going on in the world, in the universe, I should say. But it's all a good thing. So on another note, December is the month that the incoming energy of 2023, which is the number 7, is getting stronger, and the outgoing number for 2022 in a sense is like dust in the wind. Okay, so now each month always has a few numbers in play, and on the world stage, December, it's always the number 12, and when you add 1 and 2 together, what do you have? 3. So we have at play the numbers 1, 2, 3, and those numbers speak, and I underline the word speak, to our ability to be the pioneer, to work with others, to be creative, to be artistic, to be joyful. It is also a kind of scattering energy. So we will likely have feelings of being unfocused, maybe scattered, maybe foggy, especially in the very beginning of December. in a sense, confused. And the 12 is the orator. So I would expect that we're going to hear some impassioned speeches, people speaking out, especially women, but certainly not excluding men. And the number 6, which is the number that we're in for the year that is fading, is about family and home and animals. And it's also about the beautification of things and music and singing. So I would encourage everybody to bring that kind of energy, especially music and especially singing, into your life. So when we add the number 3, excuse me, to the number for 2022, which is 6, now you have what? The number 9. So what can we expect from this lovely number 9? Well, it is lovely in a lot of ways, but all the numbers, which I always repeat this so people fully understand this, we live in a world of dualities. There is the benefits of each of the numbers, and then there's the challenge. So as you raise your consciousness, you fall in line with the positive energy. And that's what we want to do. And that's the reason we study things like numerology and astrology or any of these psychic sciences. So the number 9 can add drama to the month. The energy of the 9 also represents ending. It represents closures, but it also represents compassion and creativity and humanity. It will definitely bring out what we need to let go of, what is worn out, what is long overdue, and what we need to release. And it's very appropriate that it's happening, at the end of the year, because this is the time when we kind of want to do a review. So we have to see the things that no longer support us. And it can also bring out what we have been avoiding. So I would suggest to everyone that this is not the month to begin anything new. So we really shouldn't, rush into anything. The caveat is this: unless we have no choice, because sometimes people say, "But Michele, it's you said this is not the time to begin anything, but I have to start this now." Okay, I mean, if the universe is forcing it in a sense, then you have to go with that flow. So it's a month to reevaluate where we've been, where do we want to go? And with the energy of ending this month, it can also open up the door for something fresh and new to emerge. It's really time for us to accept the fact, I mean, gosh, guys, we've turned a page in our history. The 9 is here to remind us that things as we know it are coming to an end. Now, I don't want that to sound scary, because it's not scary. And it's not something that's going to be like right in our face. This is an ongoing process of illumination and of raising our consciousness. So it's all really good. So how we conduct business, how we relate to one another, how we relate to our precious planet Earth, all of that is changing. It's a new chapter. And I don't mean exclusively for the year 2023, but much, much further ahead. It can be a dramatic month and an emotional month. And again, which seems to be like a regular pattern this year, especially the second half, we're going to witness more revelations on the world stage. So some revelations can be upsetting, but they also can be about new, and this is what I'm really putting my energy on, positive discoveries. And that might have to do with family or children, services to the people, even medical news. We also have supporting us a very, very, very strong energy and power to end long-term disputes and disagreements. And I hope the powers that be might be able to attract that to them. So I think overall, it is a feeling of wanting to pause and wanting to rest. So for the United States, it's an 11-2 month. And if anybody's been following me, they know that 11 is a master number. It's an illumination and it brings surprises. So it is about surprising news. It is about cooperation, hopefully, to be better leaders. The month will demand and give support to being cooperative, being more balanced, being tactful, being diplomatic. And we have to be patient and not too opinionated. Female energy is strong, and those females in power will definitely be in the news. And the month is a reminder that if we want to achieve our goals, we need the cooperation of others. We are not here alone. We are here with others. We are here to collaborate. We are here to be not dependent, but interdependent. We can't do it alone, whatever that is in your life. It's team playing, it's partnerships, and it's also about just taking a breath and slowing down. I would really encourage people to do that as much as possible this month. Astrologically, we're in the sign of the fire sign of Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is connected to enthusiasm and spirituality, and it wants to pursue new horizons. So my guess is that a lot of people will also be feeling this eagerness to embrace something new, to embrace change. And in addition, there's going to be a lot of communication and discussions going on that just might be a little bit impulsive and even combative. So I'm hoping that people, again, will take this time to breathe, to pause, to not jump into things, to not be impulsive. It's a very fiery energy. So another astrological event that I think is very important concerns Neptune. Now we know that Neptune is the planet of illusion and mystery. So on December 3rd, Neptune turns direct in the sign of Pisces. Now, Neptune is very nebulous and very elusive and mysterious, and Pisces is also very psychic and feeling and spiritual. So Neptune, and this is the good news, will remain in Pisces until the year 2025. So why is that important? And this is one of the reasons that I began by saying, we're going through this transition that's going to be going on for a while. Neptune is the planet of spirituality and transcendence. It can lift the veil of illusion, reveal, and allows us to see things as they really are. And that's going to happen on a number of levels, not just in the spiritual world, but our eyes are going to be opened to what's going on this very physical planet, as far as the powers that be, as far as control. It allows us to see things again as they really are. It can also be very enchanting. It's one of my favorite words, enchanting. But before we start singing hallelujah about that, we should remember that everything has its opposites. So we do want to raise our vibration, be centered, embrace that mystery and enchantment of Neptune and also Pisces. But for some people, it could also bring out that darker vibration of gaslighting, addictions, and deceptions. But on a very positive note, Neptune in Pisces heightens our intuition. The energy of this transit is going to promote more compassion, more empathy for the world's people. And I mean, it's there. It's just when we hear this, hopefully we pay attention to that and we say, yes, I can do that. So the last full moon of the year, December 7th, and it's called the cold moon. And that's in the sign of Gemini. So Gemini is about curiosity, duality, balance, words, speaking out. So if anybody knows a Gemini or someone with a Gemini rising, you know they have a lot to say. And it'll bring with it a time when many of us might be faced with a decision or decisions, and a little bit of pressure to choose a direction. So do dig deep and be very mindful of your decisions. It's a little bit of an antagonistic energy. So I would think that we might expect to hear people again, and this falls in with the original information I was providing about December. You're going to hear people speaking out either for things or against things. So I would say that it's a very passionate time, and we just, again, have to be mindful of our words. So it's words, it's speaking out, it's embracing the people of the world. And the full moon, as most of us know, also invites us to do a review of the year. And what were the highlights of this past year? What were the positive events or experiences that you had? What were the challenging aspects? What have we learned? And again, what needs to be released? The full moon, or this full moon in particular, is very powerful. And so along with the number 9 of the month, I would suspect that it's really important for us, again, to do a review and start planning, for the new year. Excuse me again. Now, Wednesday, December 21st, marks the day of the winter solstice. And that is a beautiful, beautiful time. Now, the winter solstice is called the season of death and rebirth of the sun. And it's important because it is a moment of very, very powerful energy. So I hope everybody circles that day in red. It can help activate and heighten our spiritual self, because it will bring waves, powerful waves of higher consciousness. And this lifts us up potentially and hopefully into a higher state of being for 2023. Because we know that the one unchangeable thing about the world, about life, is that things always change. And the winter solstice reminds us of that truth. It's the perfect time for reflection, introspection, and intention setting. It's also a time to stay really positive, and it's said that the winter solstice is a time of good luck. So let's expect something good to happen, right? It marks the beginning of the Christmas season. In the spiritual world, the Christmas season is a time to share love, to share joy, to share happiness, and a time to embrace. There is a lot of goodness in this world, and it's the time to embrace that. So I think, just to sum it up, I know this is kind of a quick overview of the month, but it's going to start out a little bit slow. It's going to be a lot of passion, but there's also going to be a lot of joy as well this month, and a lot of love surfacing. And for many of us, we're definitely going to take maybe even a quantum leap into higher consciousness and getting ready for 2023, which gives me chills, because 2023 is a 7-year, and the 7 energy is associated with God and spirituality. So I'm working on that right now, so we can get that going in January, and we can talk about that and how best to work with it. So overall, I guess the word for the month is love, relax, and passion. I'll close with that. So take a deep breath, and everybody have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. And thank you, Ruth.
So Michelle, the words that I first was noticing was like scattering energy, feeling confused, sort of that um ungrounded, going with the flow, but maybe not in your best interest. So I was thinking, well, so maybe we should just really work on grounding ourselves and staying with it. And then I had this competing thought of, we always tell people live in the moment, right?
Yeah.
Don't live in the past, don't live in the future. But I want to say, if you are struggling at all, hang that something out there in front of you to
Oh,
be thinking, ooh, 2023, ooh, year of spirituality, ooh, year of creativity, because we're already seeing that 2023 is going to be bringing in a lot of creativity
yeah.
and higher energy. So if you need to, friends, hang something out there, and it's okay. The only time I've said this, it's okay to live in the future, just a little bit, just hang on there. So interesting.
That I love that, Ruth. Yes, I know we always, but the world is dual. There's no absolute. So when you say live in the moment, yeah, you can live in the moment, and there's nothing wrong at all with imagining or envisioning a beautiful future. I love that, right? I just love that. And we can be, since everything's happening at the same time, and that's a whole nother story, right? Or a discussion.
Mm.
You are in the future, you are in the past, and you are in the moment. So I love that suggestion. Thank you for that.
Yeah, well, thank you, Michelle. I so love these monthly events. So I'm so glad you're doing this with us. So friends
you.
here at Enlightened World Network, thank you for being with us. Thank you for including Enlightened World Network in your day, in your spiritual journey, and in your months ahead. So take good care. God bless, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.